everyone, and welcome back to Recruitment Unplugged, where every Friday we share insights and discuss topics within the recruitment market and similar lines of recruitment and the recruitment industry. As always, we've got a guest speaker and we have the lovely Carly James. Hi, Carly.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Carly. Just tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Carly James and I'm a principal consultant for HRGO and covering the Kent area.
And she's very good at it too. So we are going to discuss the impact of a strong recruitment partner on company culture. So we're going to look at sort of, how a recruitment agency can influence a company's sort of thought process and recruitment and hires and get them to align with the company's values and vision. So I think this is something, Carly, isn't it, that we're very passionate about working with companies that have that good ethos and, that good recruitment sort of strategy. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think probably with you and I, where we've worked in our areas for some time, it's really important for all of my clients that they have that relationship, they have that person who represents them, and who better to recruit than someone that knows your business inside out and back to front and can really shout that out when they're speaking to people.
Yeah, absolutely. What is it then that you think businesses can do to help segment the sort of the culture of what they're all about to help us recruit for them?
I think one of the things that I do is an example is sometimes I go down and work shadow. So when they've got someone working with them, I go down and spend time with them and really understand there. And I think they need to share that culture and allow people to come in and see it for themselves, because there's no better way to paint a picture than to actually say, I sat down, I shadowed somebody, they've got a drinks fridge, they've got this, they've got that, and really kind of paint that picture to the candidate, because these are the things that people want to know. So I think they need to be open and share, the things they might seem trivial, but actually they're not. They're big things that matter to a candidate.
Absolutely. And I think, as you said, you can talk with passion when you've seen the environment. It's a lot, because you can say, they've got like this quirky, I don't know, like work area, or they've got this like nice open plan sort of lounge, and once you know that, and also the feel for the individuals as well. I think you and I, obviously we've done it so long now that you can walk into an office or any sort of environment and sort of get a feel for, the sort of the energy and the type of people. So then that's really important. Do you think, regarding sort of the sort of agency and company culture, by that company getting back to us on time, by responding to us, making sure that, because at the end of the day, if we don't know what's going on, that reflects in obviously how we tell the candidate, even though we tell the candidate, but it looks bad on the company. So would you advise companies obviously to obviously get back to you in a certain time frame?
Yeah, I mean, with most of my clients and any new clients I meet, I set out expectations from them as much as they have them of me. I have them of them, that if I'm going to be working with them, I want to make sure that we have got those communication channels open, the things are done effectively. And, if they don't completely align, we come to a compromise to make sure that it's quite a slick process for the candidates, really, because that's so important. Like you say, if they're not getting back feedback and things like that, it doesn't look great on us. And both of us, really, especially if we're the ones really painting the picture of how great the company is.
Exactly. And I think, ultimately from a selling the company and what they're like, and we get all excited to say, oh, they're amazing, and then they don't then follow through on the little things. It sort of makes, like I would, if I was a candidate, put a question mark actually as to would that company be a company I want to work for if the company actually isn't getting back to the recruiter with it within the said period. So, do we have companies, I was going to say, do you have companies that you work with that have set, because we have values and culture and so our sort of like our peers, don't we, in HRGO? So do you work with any businesses that have those and they're quite clear?
Yeah, I do. I work with a lot of kind of corporate clients that have a lot of them, like us, are family run businesses, and they've got their core values, and they like to interview aligning those values like we do here for our own internal vacancies. So it is about transparency and keeping communication at a good level, because as I said earlier, and as we've mentioned, it is that reputation. So yeah, they all have very set to their own reasons, their own strategies, and that's good as a recruiter to understand them, because when you've worked with people for a while, you almost know things inside out and back to front, and you can be, this is how it's done. And actually, one of my clients commented that we are an extension of their business, and you probably heard that before in your role as well. If you work with people long enough, then you get invited to the Christmas party and you're part of their business as well. So
and I think it's lovely when companies think that about recruiters, because I think sometimes people think it's like us and like the HR department, and it's not. We are, as you said, an extension and an addition to in supporting. I think as well is being able to sort of align values and culture. It means that when we see a candidate that maybe doesn't fit the entire criteria, but that personality fit, energy wise, the way that they are, everything sort of about their sort of being and their personality, you think, don't you, that they're going to be a good fit.
I love that.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah,
you pick the phone up and you're like, I've got this CV, listen to me before I send it. I know they're right for you because of this and this, and culturally, because you've been there, and 9 times out of 10 you've placed a lot of people within that team already, so the fit and dynamics of that team. So that's the showing of a good recruiter that understands the company that they're recruiting for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I must admit, I think we would talk about COVID for various points of our recruitment unplugged, because it did affect a lot of businesses. But I obviously it affected permanent recruitment, which is what we do. It sort of fell off the planet a little bit. We obviously it's back up now. But have you noticed more Teams meetings? Have you noticed more and trying to get a feel for businesses that way?
Yeah, I think there's a lot in the interview process, especially candidates. A lot of clients used to go straight for a face-to-face, whereas now is that 10 minutes to half an hour chat, they call it, where they're getting to know. And it's nice actually, because it's relaxed, it's not grilling, and it gets the best out of the candidate initially, and then obviously they then invite them in, so the candidate gets an idea of who they're dealing with. And then by the time you get to face to face, it's not that sitting there all nervous, because you've already met the person. So actually I think COVID's done a good thing in that way, because it's brought an additional layer to the interview process, which really works.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also saves a lot of time, because some people, if they're having to travel 45 minutes, then travel 45 minutes back or whatever time frame, for the individual, that's could be half a day off holiday. Whereas theoretically, I think you could get away if you're working from home, a lunchtime interview.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it saves you traveling. But I think it's an interesting topic, because you and I are both very much in the same guise of work with our clients, understand our clients, and then obviously work with them to get the best candidate. But sadly, we know there's not all the businesses are out there that are like that. But is there anything else finally before we sign off that you want to add to this?
I just think I'd encourage companies to share as much information they can about their culture, and to invite recruiters to see the environment that, for themselves, because as we said earlier, that's so important for us and for our candidates in any process, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if many recruiters do go and visit like they used to. I think obviously we're quite old school. We've done it for so long. I'm nosy. I think you've got to be a bit nosy to be haven't you? Nosy. I have good customer service. But thank you, Carly, as always, really insightful. Absolute pleasure having you on, and we look forward to you having on for the next one. Take care.
Lovely. Thanks, Helen.
Bye.